Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another political episode. So we haven't done much down ballot races in the United States today because we've had some depths we had to talk about. We had, of course, races like Romania and Uruguay to look at. This video is specifically centered on Romania, and boy, this election was pretty interesting. Through this whole entire race, the left under, I want to believe, the current Prime Minister, Marcel Calacu, under the PSD, was favored to win the election, according to many polls that were saying. And it was saying that, of course, exit polls were also saying that it wasn't really looking so good for the right-wing opposition. Now, something to learn about here. Romania is a very interesting country when it comes to politics. It's one of those countries that swings back and forth between the left and the right. It's very much a swing country. Very interesting because, as you should know, the Romanian Revolution was mainly conducted by the right, although I would really strongly suggest that the Romanian Revolution was mainly formed by anti-communists and mainly moderates and centrists to overthrow the regime of Nicolae Ceausescu, who was ultimately killed in the end of the revolution and executed. So ever since then, Romania has been, of course, used as a system. Presidential elections were held in Romania on the 24th of November, 2024. A second round will be held on November 8th, December 2024. So we'll talk about that. We'll know that we'll have a winner by then. If no candidate receives an absolute majority of the votes, they will be the ninth presidential elections held. Oh, okay. Where am I? I was the end of the sentence. So yeah. And guess what? No candidate reached the majority to win, although Elena Lasconi or just Calin Georgescu, I want to believe he came in second place. He was a shocker. No one saw him coming. He was deemed as a far-right candidate, according to, of course, some people specifically, like the PSD, USR, which mainly leans center-right. So we're going to actually go ahead and see which candidates actually get in, so they're in the runoff. I want to believe these three were eliminated. So they will be the ninth presidential elections held in post-revolution Romania. So this is the ninth presidential election honestly, the ninth presidential election ever, because come on, you really want to convince me that pre-revolution Romania really was an election? I mean, it was very well led and conducted by, as you know, the electoral vote. It was held in the Grand National Assembly in Romania when it was communist. So the people didn't vote. Who really did was of course, the people in power, the government. So that's how communism really works, and that's ultimately resulted to Romania having more representation the Romanian people having more representation in government with this current government here. But yes, you got the far right candidate Calin Georgescu, who honestly is really looking good. People thought he would be eliminated, but now he's in the second round. So yes, it says, as the Romanian constitution allows a president to be reelected only once, the incumbent Klaus Iohannis, first elected in 2014 and then reelected in 2019, is not eligible for re-election. His second term will formally end in December 2024, and thus said the new president, whoever it will be elected very soon, will take office. There's this Marcel Calacu, he comes from the PSD. That is, of course, a socialist leftist political party. And this party has somewhat of a sphere in Romania for quite some time. You'll see in by presidents, list of presidents of Romania. It's a little decisive, as you know. You'll see current president. This is Klaus Iohannis. He comes from the National Liberal Party. That is a center-right political party, as we see here. Then there is, the last time this party had representation in the presidency was in 2000, that Social Democratic Party. By then, this Democratic Liberal Party is also right-wing. Looking at the prime ministers, I want to believe Prime Minister of Romania is the official head of state. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a Romanian, let me know. Is the Prime Minister the official head of state in Romania? But anyways, we look here, and you're going to see, the Marcel Colosu is the incumbent prime minister here. He was elected never mind. He was this Florin Kitu guy was elected prime minister. He comes from the PNL, a center-right political party, although 28% did vote in favor for PSD, which is, of course, the majority party. Keep in mind, Marcel Coilescu assumed office in 2023. He didn't necessarily, I guess, what ended up happening, I don't know. If you're a Romanian, you probably know what happened to the elected prime minister. But here's my take on this. I think Marcel Coilescu is going to probably win this election. Why do I think that? Well, I'm going to tell you straight out. Looking at the current situation, yes, you have the gray areas right here, the communities in gray. Those are won by Calin Georgescu. Those are his. Technically, he's overperforming by a lot, and which is great. We want that to continue. But when it comes to, in this case, the current scenario of the map, you got 3 candidates I want to believe eliminated. But I just want to finish the last paragraph. So nevertheless, there was a speculation according to which the forthcoming Romanian presidential elections might have occurred earlier than to term, assuming that incumbent President Klaus Iohannis would have been nominated as Secretary General of NATO, and that he would have accepted the nomination in the meantime. Then the election would have likely been called in 2023 instead of 2024. However, this ultimately did not come to pass, as Dutch former Prime Minister Mark Rutte was chosen to succeed the incumbent Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg. So, interestingly enough, this election still in aims to gate, but I still think Colascu is going to win. There's right-wing split ticketing here. We got Elena Lasconi. She comes from the USR, Save Romania Union. That's a center-right political party. If the populist might unite as under George Gescu, and that's kind of what you need to do in order to get George Gescu in the presidency of Romania. Get that populist right, have that come out and vote on December 8th. And what it's looking like right now, George Gescu is, of course, I wouldn't say it's not over. It's definitely not over. But how it usually goes, right-wing split, when one party split tickets, it does not look good for you. It really doesn't. Split ticking political parties, and you got the left, which has a united under one candidate, Marcel Colascu. And I'm not to mention, Colascu is the Prime Minister of Romania. So a lot of Romanians may think naturally that he is the best successor of the job. So that's kind of the thought process of how this works, if you will. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens on December the 8th, but I'm putting my bid that you know what? The main technical winner was Kalaku. He ended up winning the popular vote. What I'm getting from these news sources here, right here. Romanian Premier Kalaku wins the first round of presidential ballot. Then you got these new polls here. Actually, I don't know if he was the winner. Well, that's what it was saying 9 hours ago. So hard right populist takes shock lead in Romania's presidential vote. Far right candidate takes shock lead in Romania's presidential election. Romanian PM hard right candidate in the aftermath after first presidential election round. Romania election stunner. Expected hard right candidate surges. So it's a very, very good possibility. I wouldn't say not a good possibility, but a possibility that Georgescu could win. Just to be prepared. So, what do you guys think in regards to our video? Let me know down below. And as always, see you all in the next political episode.